Alright. Good morning, everyone. Just wait a second and I'll be ready. Oh my god. Are we finally gonna be, what is it? Sorry about that. Are we finally going to be caught up with this finally? Holy crud. It's been a very long journey. Alright, hold on. Just making sure everything's alright in my end. I think we're all good. Yep, I think that's all good. Let's see. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything. Yep. Alright. So let's see.
내일도 좋은 컨디션으로 임하시려면 일찍 자두는 것이 좋습니다.
Okay. Inferno. Man, we're that close to the pilgrimage of compassion. But yeah. That is for next time. This time, spring cultivation. Oh, it's only 12 things. Wow, this might be a short one then. Okay, hold on. Pop. All right. The hall was chill with a tense air. And those present all sat in complete silence. And then there was Ya Huan Chun, with her lips slightly curled into a mirthless sneer. And at the center, well, of it all sat Jia Si Chun, unsure of what to say next. Well, oh, I forgot. No voice acting. There's no voice acting today. Oh well. Well, everyone. Jia Wan Chun, seated next to the hierarch's seat upon which Si Chun sat, smoothly takes control of the situation and begins the assembly. Sure thing, baseball. Your 50 bets at Hongulo for the one. How goes it, baseball? Honored heads of houses, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and... She nods, lightly acknowledging our awkward presence. And little Si Chun's guest, who's to stay here at their H Corp, seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q Corp? What's up with her acting? Like she's any less of an outsider than we are. Yeah, did everyone catch that? Our H Corp? Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous, especially with Jia Si Chun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she's using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. Pretty nice. I had to learn more Photoshop today. And how to use brushes. Honestly, that was most of my break. Yeah, that's pretty nice. As we are well aware, venerable former Jiamu always discussed with the confided, was always discussed and confided in me about the matters of great import, the momentousness of which steered the very course of H-Course prospects. Even after I departed from the family for Q-Corp, venerable former Jiamu has always written missives. Oh, well, I'm not sure what a missive is. Written missives to confer such matters with me. Something about it smelled suspicious, but we already missed the window to challenge her to present us with proof without breaking the decorum. Thus, as it naturally follows, that I would be the inheritor of the venerable Jiamu's will, I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to discuss and determine the future of H-Corp. What a grandiose and self-important introduction. It seems clear to me that she considered herself to be the main character of this scene or something. Ah, very, very nice, Dante. Your grace sincerely befits your station, Lady Wanchun. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hongyuan, despite your already saturated schedule. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity, Lady Wanchun. Ah, my parents, a true shame that they couldn't be here. I've always sung praises for your expertise, Lady Wanchun. Oh, shoot. Well, wow. I'm surprised this guy, like, what is it, had no further motivations. He was thinking would have, but you know. Yeah, no, I mean, he's just a chill dude. Like he's just chill. That's I'm still shocked by that. I don't know. Maybe next time, you know. Don't be too suspicious of people, right? Hello there, Thunderbird. Where your 50 bets at Hockey Loaf of a 1? And how do you do today? Holy crud. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think I often get way too suspicious of characters, especially when it's like they're doing nothing. I don't know. Wow, maybe my psychic powers, you know, can't discern that that a character just does nothing. Responses from the participants are just as protected, only obsequious. I think that's how you read that word. Obsequious instead of arrogant. As some of those houses were under investigation for consorting with the forces of foreign to Hangwan. Their vacuum was filled by the children's generation, many of whom had the pleasure of meeting during the family hierarch war. Very well, then shall we welcome Jia Si Chun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Han Wan's family hierarch? Greetings, I am... Now let us begin. Oh my fucking god, this lady. For many years, for all of those who have gathered, have been toiled away in night for the eternal prosperity and growth of H-Corp. Jia Si Chun's expression immediately sours as Wan Chen unceremoniously cuts off her self-introduction. What do you mean, Vargas? What do you mean, fun calculating? You mean like more than I already have with these battles? First, the agenda for this assembly are urgent discussions and passage of a new major policy. Items have been tabled for far too long: distributed contribution rights, auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Hold on, big sister Wan Chan. Passing distributive cognitive contribution rights, auctioning policy would allow open auction for any remaining rooms the day before the reconstruction days, and that the quarterly amnesty wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals by guaranteeing them large real estate assignments, regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. GSC Chun stutters a little, flustered before continuing. My point is these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn to favor line the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials of H Corp. If I may, venerable hierarch, lining the pockets, that is a quite alternative phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to its highest contributing members, don't you think? Oh, before we continue, Sichun, I'm not entirely certain if you're aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarch, the perceived value of Hang Wen has been racing to the lack of a better word, rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hang Wen's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarch. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value and reputation freefall and restore prosperity and greatness to Hang Wen once again. Yeah, okay. And that's the family hierarch's job, right? Why are you? If you were to peruse H Corp's articles of association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses of the board of directors' voice may also carry the de facto power in the assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, have determined that we are now in a state of crisis. Wow, shit. Well, that's kind of horrid. Then again, all right, yeah, I guess you don't need to follow the hierarchy if you don't want to. State of crisis? What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarchy was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously through years upon years of toil. So what is this, if not a state of crisis? My god. What? This room's gonna turn freaking blood red by the end of this, I guess. Time to kill! And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarch's qualities when this decline was coincided precisely with her ascension? Jia Wanchen was somehow turning the room against Sichun without presenting a single shred of evidence, portraying her as some burdensome hierarch who was single-handedly tanking H Corp's value. Oh my god. No one in the assembly, not a single representative for any families present, stepped up to the point out how Jesse Chun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside forces that had marched right up to Hong Wan's front yard. Or how deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within Dai Guan Yuan. My god, these names are gonna fucking kill me. She hadn't showed any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension, despite her relative inexperience, but everyone in Han Wen's board of directors, the heads of each family, averted her eyes as though all of that had somehow inconceivably slipped their minds. Yeah, you know, that wouldn't benefit us. We can't stop giving money. We can't start giving money out. So you take yourself to be a qualified individual for that responsibility, Si-chan? Very well, then proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before assemblies regarding the last 30 years quarterly net revenue records. Wait, how long has it been? Si-chan hasn't even been like hierarch for that long. Is this right after the last Kanto? Revenue record for Hongwan Singularity. Related business, your calculation for the next year's fiscal debt forecast, and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the boluses that have been registered in the last 5 years. The variable hierarch has not received the data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that followed the ascension. We are still indexing all available materials to. Isn't that funny? Not once in history of Hangwan has the family hierarchy ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding Hangwan's historical statistics. My fucking god, this lady! Jia Wanchun must have known all along, too. She must have known how the previous family hierarchs were all directly supplied with an immense repository of information through the Xian Huang worm or something of the equivalent. And she's using the target Sichun's weakest, knowingly asking questions she, the first family hierarch without the anima worm, could possibly answer. The responsibilities tied to the venerable seat of the hierarch, Jiamu, are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we to leave the matters of the wing of someone who is evidently unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstances, our hands may be forced to call the vote of motion of no confidence. Man, that's wild, dude. The motion of no confidence. A motion of no confidence, when passed by high-ranking political officials, can result in the removal of the chief executive from office. So they're going after Sichun's power. So this is the picture of Jia Wanchun wanted to paint. Oh, hello there, Carmine. How do you do? Actually, I don't need to ask, because I've already been watching. Let's see. Shout out. Carmine. Alright. And sure thing, with your 50 minutes at Honky level 1. Thank you for the infinite, sparking, heavenly, godlike, shocking, ultimate, crackling, apocalyptic, awesome, energetic, binding, light speed, thunderbolt raid. Alright. Be gone, bot! I smite thee down. Alright. My god, whoa, what a pickle this current predicament is, though, for Sichun. And hello there, Devil Bladed. Whatever jargon they're on about, seems to me that they got no ounce of respect for the last or for us. Never trust twats overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first one to kick you out at the moment they no longer see you as useful. You're not the only one who's pissed off. So can you please stop shaking your leg for a second? Don't need to make our frustration any more obvious, you know? Oh my god. You have that habit too, Heathcliff? My arse would have left the chair long ago if it weren't for this lass. In the H-Corp, should the board of directors unanimously vote for the motion, certain parts of the family hierarch's powers will be removed. It is entirely possible she would become a hierarch in name only. So they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. There's some needlessly convoluted way to... The Assembly will now consider the motion of no confidence. Are there any objections to bring the motion of no confidence against the family hierarch Jia Sichun to the floor? Hold on, the vote of no confidence isn't an item you can invoke so lightly. The Shi family has no oh wow. Yeah, no, they're really just after it. Man. Well, let's say the Wang family has no objections either. Su family too. The rest of the previous family heads seems to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power were more useful faces, but their tugs still carried the same old resistance to change. The new family heads were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Wanchun's good graces. New faces, same old. And as I say, Heathcliff was the only sinner with rage. Go on, Don Quixote! You have to skewer everyone in this room! It's our only hope. 'Tis far too vexing to simply go watch and do not. Right? I knew you wouldn't let this slide, Don Quixote. They're walking all over Sichu like she's not even here. Forsooth, we cannot let such injustice transpire unabated. Hey, seems like we're both on the same page. That's it. It's not gonna hesitate to make myself heard again. This time I want to be courageous with your help, Don Quixote. Come on, let's do this together, okay? Very well. I am in agreement. Yeah, then let's go on 3 at the same time. If there are no objections. 1. Don Quixote, if you let Sinclair do this himself, I'll never forgive you. The Assembly will put its resolution to vote in a month, and 3. I object! Objection! Oh my god, Don Quixote! You let Sinclair open! Aww. Poor Sinclair. Bloody hell! Oi! Have you gone mental? Sinclair stood tall at the center of the entire room's undivided astonishment. Alone! Ooh! I can't. Honestly, I think at this point I would just like shrivel up and die here. God damn, that's way too embarrassing for me. Okay. Yeah. Don Quixote, still firmly in her seat, gazed upon Sinclair's proud stand and rubbed her nose. Young Sinclair, thou hast evolved indeed. What unmitigated pursuer of justice thou hast become, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for the decorum. Certainly, mine efforts have finally borne fruit. Oh my god. Yeah, no, shit. What the hell? Did Don Quixote or Heathcliff suddenly rub off on you or something? No, wait, no! What happened there, Don Quixote? We were gonna... What happened to objecting together? Huh? Had I taken Dine's suggestion to mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction through the official channels, borrowing Tana's illustrious red gaze in the department of the LCC? Oh my god, wait, I forgot! Alright, yeah, okay, you know what, that's fine. Disputes and successions of power on such a high level of government are hardly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Wouldn't thou agree? Oh, alright. Why are you all normal all of a sudden? Lad, what just happened? What happened to the clammy meek boy? Well, I guess I just assumed that this is just how Limbus Company rolls now. It seems to be an unexpected outburst from Sichun's guests. Withdraw your objection. We'll consider this momentary loss of control and not enter into its official statement. It was, Sinclair's eyes were shaking like someone with his life on the line. If not, I take it that you have full confidence in her abilities. So please, I encourage you to elaborate. When and how will Sichun demonstrate her aptitude for responsibilities of the family hierarch? His voice continues to shrivel in the corner. He can't, and how could anyone? How could anyone when we have a clear view of her path to ascension? During the family hierarchy evaluation, Jia Baoyu donated the coins he received to Jiaqu to you, essentially. You pity-partied your way to victory. Pity-partied? And for your ascension, Jiaqu and those outsiders from upstart company had to almost literally carry you to the seat. Has there been a single victory attained by your hands in that entire process? But we have not all been witnesses to the quality she exhibited during the family hierarchy evaluation and her own ascension. You must have no shame snaking your forked tongue into the audience, both heaven and earth, like an unwitting buffoon. That's when quiet, even footsteps broke through Jia Wanchan's merciless dismantling of Jia Sichun. Yet I see the point. The hierarch, with her grace, needs only to demonstrate her established qualities before all. There's no place for an outsider to speak, but proceed. How will you prove herself before us? What an odd statement coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me. I can only presume your verbosity. That's the right that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. You have said yourself, no, that the vote of no conference resolution will proceed in a month. That seems to give the variable hierarch a month to regain the trust of each family. What? It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarchy more difficult to accept. Such doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the results quite obviously. Very well, a fair challenge between clans. Which would you preclude the participation of the family hierarchy Heisho packs and the Jialan guards? Okay. So you will remove her Pao and Zhu before the game even begins, and make this a test, a series of sparring matches in both academia and martial arts. If such is the case. What audacity! Do you have that much faith in Jia Sichun's abilities? He must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be unanimous, one side end the vote of no confidence, and naturally, any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarchy shall be transferred to the board of directors. That is fine by us. You are free to choose any champion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. But in the midst of the confused and flabbergasted silence, from the other sinners, a clear, carefree, yet defiant voice rings out. Hong Lu's retort. That's not true at all, big sister Wan Chun. We actually have as much confidence in Sichun as she does. His eyes widely stared directly, unblinkingly in just Yuan Chun's. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Behold the face of endless anger! Impudent child! How dare you stare me down like that? Then you are welcome to try. 1 month. You have but 1 month to prove before all in the audience that she is indeed fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, should she successfully prove herself, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent powers, independent rights and powers bestowed upon the family hierarch. The consequences of such oh my god, there's so many new words today. Recalcitrance? Of such recalcitrance would be what the heck is that word anyway? Hold on, let me Google that. Oh my god. What is with all these new words today? Okay. Okay. Uncooperative attitude. Alright, basically. Alright. The consequences of such recalcitrance would be no different those that are traitors to fear that are facing, wouldn't you agree? Well, we will excuse ourselves now. Wait, Zigong turns around toward us with the same mysterious smile and slowly directs us outside the assembly hall. We may call them sparring matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim, the seat of family hierarch. A month is far too brief for drastic improvement, regardless for whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one such master might take, not to mention official channels through which you must bring them past Dang Guan Yuan's. Oh my fucking god! I really wish I had a pronunciation guide for these. Da Guan Yuan's walls, which may take up only 2 months. Why not relent now and relinquish but a part of your powers as family heart to the board of directors? Seems that of this fellow outsider's mental faculties are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken past that when in the presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Jia Sichun's masters, each carrying something new to teach her. All 13 of them. Wait, do IDs get like a teaching bonus or like it might kind of scoot base IDs the train. I really hope it's not ID focused. Zigong gestured confidently towards the flabbergasted sinners, and assembly came to an end. Still gotta wonder what how we're gonna train Seed Shun though. 12 teachers. Yeah, no, I guess we can't include Dante on that list. My god, I know. I am still very tempted. How many days do I have left on that? About 14, 15 or so days. Man. Maybe we'll roll in the last week, huh? About 3 weeks. Maybe we'll roll in the last week. Oh my god. Like, I can just get all of these through. How do you get it's per roll, right? So like, I can just like get like, yeah, I could just like get like 600 of these, and we should be like good. Because I don't trust my luck at all. Man, limited edition egos, jeez. Alright, let's fully catch up with this. Yeah, but like, apparently you need egos in order to like lower the chance of that. But like, you know, like, let's see how. I really don't trust my luck, Armageddon. I'm gonna be real with you. My luck is atrocious. Replied to train Jia Si-chun anyway, but seems we are now under the unexpected deadline. Hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, did you mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Of course not, Si-chun. Big Sissy Wan-chun's an old snake. You've given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall. The proof to the world that once and for all, I'm not qualified at all to be the family hierarch. But Si-chun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought it was all I ever had to do, but now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much lucked into this position. See, Chun, don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just a kid who happened to be good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. Afraid that the responsibility of a family hierarch might be too much. Your self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction. The heck, Si-chun, I remember you being this kind of character. What happened to the girl who looked down on us the moment we met? Yeah, you even had the audacity to pretend to not know who you are, don't you? Didn't you? Where did all the confidence go, girl? That actually got Yeah. Well, I guess Dante is still voice acted. So, Si Chun, what do you want to do? Are you okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Wan Chun's going to continue expanding your influence here. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up each other for a long time. Is the implication that her testaments and her influence were true? Yep, it's true. Before she left Q Corp, Big Sister Wan Chun used to always accompany Jia Mu to these assemblies. We just let them hold the vote of no confidence. Hold on, I accidentally pressed the spacebar there. If we ask to let them hold the, if you just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarchy scope of power. And who knows, they might even call for a re-evaluation. However unlikely that sounds. Besides Big Sister Wan Chun, I think her definition of Hong Wan's prosperity might be different from mine. He's looking for isn't H-Corp's prosperity, it's Dagwan Yuan's. And I know that this is all something to do with the ties to Q-Corp, which I bet has already been going on for a while now, just under my radar. I'm sure they already have plenty of talks behind my back. Is that the kind of vision you have for Han Wan's future, right? That's why you spoke up against her. My vision for Hong Yuan is I want to change H-Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd prove myself like this in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great, so it's decided then, huh? We just need Fao to deliver the bad news to Sode. So to summarize, the responsibility of training Si Chun to win these matches, I mean these amorphous tests, upon which the hinges of the family hierarchy's fate, and almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Wan Chun's control, by the way. And it is probably a trap within the next 30 days is ours. And we just had to explain that to Saud? Wow, sounds like a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rote. Sometime later. Really? Thou must impress upon the illustrious red gaze that wasn't mine idea this time. Sinclair stared blankly. My fucking god, Don Quixote, don't put Sinclair under the bus. That's mean. Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote as she made her desperate plea towards Saud. Yes, and I understand that as well, for the 8th time. As always, Saud was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts. Well, that gives us about 30 days, during which those sparring matches, tests, whatever, will be happening as well. Great, then let's give it our best. Sinclair mutters in a near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened. Yes, I understand. I never would have stepped out of line like that, but something just... Yeah, so let's give it our best. I totally agree. We messed everything up again and... What? Oh, man. It's like, thanks, Saud. I guess Saud, like, just understands now. Limbus Company is always going to remain here and assist Miss Jia Si Chun to acclimatize herself to the responsibilities of family hierarchy. He was always part of our plan. Well, I'm sure glad I took Faust's advice about how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB's missions, and I would have to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports back during the J-Corp incident had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to this departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. That's why he has left Zilu and I to look after the new family hierarch's position, which which must still be on rather thin ice. Oh, oh, okay. So like, JQ's like gone somewhere else, I guess. Oh, so that's why we're privately talking about when he pulled them aside. Doing nothing and allowing your wicked machinations to progress would have irrevocably made the entire board of directors not but putty in Wan Chun's hands. And that would have led to the snake to the de facto assume the seat of the family hierarch. Against such insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head on. Besides, has this not given you the excuse you need to prolong your company's stay in Daguan Yuan? That is, there's a prime opportunities for Jia Chu to further solidify her influence here, depending on the outcome of the vote of no confidence. We have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't want to rain on everyone's parade, but are we not going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not, because you will not fail. Not with us aiding your efforts. Also, were you serious back then when you said you were all going to teach Jia Chun? All 12 of us? I don't object though, selecting only a few of us with better aptitude to be educators. By the way, we already have an established internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results were entirely to my satisfaction due to unexpected incident. Honest, we have never agreed to that. Miss Alice, that is a statement mired in narrow vision, rife with factual refractions. Hello there, Commander 456. How do you do? Well, you're 50% hunger loaf of a 1. Man, we only have one more left. I am the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are defined by not by such statistics. So you must be the one who placed the last that scale. Zegon! Just don't say anything, bud. Best not to stand out like a sore thumb. I may have overacted then. My lord said that from the virtuous we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flawed we may learn to avoid their failings. As long as the student is willing to learn, anything can be the teacher. I also, to embrace teaching, seek from all those we come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing? I am preparing a lesson plan for young Si Chun, our family hierarch. Wow, you sure got on that fast. So what are these yellow wormy things here? Ah, 'tis a star! Twinkling in its radiance! According to this schedule, you have prepared the student would have -3 hours available for sleep. This plan's execution will require cooperation from T-Corp. -3 hours! I like those odds! Oh my god. Well, yeah, like, jeez, Don Quixote. I think that plan would even kill me. Metal Bringer. Ooh. Binding of Isaac with mechs. Alright. I guess I'll add that to the list of potential games. Because, like, I do love me some roguelikes. Yeah, 'twould be a mistake most fatal indeed. I shall correct it post-haste. Zegon was there at Don Quixote's expression of her wild artistic merit upon the curriculum with her usual crescent moon eyes. Wait, is that supposed to be Zegong's grimace? Of course, each to their own, I suppose. I had to be shaken to be every little thing until we have their actual lesson plans in hand. Thank you for the 3-stream streak, Commander. Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Zegong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy. You could say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. Oh man, ain't that the truth? Do, 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 do. My God, that's what is it? Yeah, no. I hope we have an easy time training her, cause like, ooh, ooh. Oh wait, another student. What do you mean another student? I see you have all the individually worked on your lesson plans as per Zegog's request. Oh shit! It's like, oh, wow. Hello there, Zilu. Man, I can tell this is a popular character already.